right, you guys, I want to talk about some news that's coming out of Arizona on today. And the reason why I want to talk about the Chicago Bears is because I know the Chicago Bears are looking for weapons and targets for Justin Fields. Pretty much, I heard some statements from the coaching staff with the Chicago Bears, and basically they said the only how they'll be able to go out the quarterback unless somebody really wows them, and they don't know if that's really the case. So they may stick with Justin Fields. I know that they got the #1 pick overall, but there's some news coming out of Arizona on today that the Arizona owner, Michael Bidwell, is looking to part ways with DeAndre Hopkins. Now, DeAndre Hopkins pretty much has 2 years left on his deal. It's reportedly close that he has like almost $35 million that he will be getting in his last 2 years. And it's going to be interesting to see what teams pick up DeAndre Swift. If you Chicago Bears, you definitely probably want to be knocking down the door of the Arizona Cardinals to be able to get a weapon like D-Hop, especially a veteran weapon, a guy that's solid. You know what D-Hop brings to the table. One of the best receivers in the National Football League. And I know the knock on Justin Fields is pretty much is that he's not been really looking good throwing the football. But if you go back and watch his tape and his film in Ohio State, he was really good throwing the ball when he had the protection. When you don't have the protection and you don't have a great offensive line, you're going to be running for your life. And pretty much you saw that with Justin Fields this whole season, pretty much running for a career high this year, over 1,000 yards rushing, and nearly closing in on Lamar Jackson record as well. But at the same time, if you're Chicago Bears, definitely this might be something that interests you, being able to get a guy like D-Hop. And then also, not only that, bringing a guy in from the draft as well. Now, I do know the Chicago Bears have Mooney, and they have Claypool, and they also have Vallis Jones from Tennessee. But if you got a chance to land DeAndre Hopkins, you make that phone call and you do whatever it takes to be able to get him. And the reason why I say Chicago Bears is probably a good landing spot for DeAndre Hopkins is because the Chicago Bears have the most cap space. They have over $118 million in cap space. They are the #1 team that got the money this. So pretty much the Chicago Bears have enough money to be able to grab a guy like D-Hop and not really worry about breaking the bank. Now, D-Hop will probably end up be looking for a new deal. I definitely think that Hop will be looking for a new deal. But currently right now, you still would have him on a 2-year deal. And then eventually, you'll be able to negotiate with him, especially if he has a good season, if you decide to pick him up. Now, the Chicago Bears, they can opt to go in a different direction. But I think that the Chicago Bears will do themselves a favor and be able to go out to a receiver like D-Hop, who brings that veteran leadership and brings that tenacity to the team, and is going to give you that dog-like nature. Is pretty much going to give you a #1 wide receiver to be able to throw the football to. So I think that the Chicago Bears probably go this way. They may. I'm not saying that they're going to go out to D-Hop. They don't have to. They could end up drafting their wide receivers in the draft, or they could go out to other guys. But if the Chicago Bears really want to get some weapons for Justin Fields, I would definitely recommend them to go out to D-Hop. Definitely the owner looks like he's ready to part ways with DeAndre Hopkins. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's going to give Justin Fields some weapons, and we'll see what he really can do. Right now, he's been known for his legs, and, pretty much that's been a knock on him. He's not really good at throwing the ball or this and that. But if you're running for your life and you don't have a good offensive line, you can say the same thing about your quarterback. You can say the same thing about any quarterback in the National Football League. If you don't have time to throw the football, then you're going to get destroyed back there. And I don't care if you're a running quarterback or you're a pocket passing quarterback. If those guys are not giving you enough time to throw that football, you're going to get cream puffed every week. So that's what I think with Justin Fields, is that they're going to have to also get some linemen as well to be able to protect him. Now, I think it'll come to a point where he uses his legs when he needs to, and he's able to throw that football. And if you got a guy like D-Hop on the team, definitely that's going to make the team better. It's going to make the receivers around a little bit better, because guys are going to want to play, and they're going to be able to get that leadership from D-Hop. I think that that's what the Chicago Bears are pretty much missing. And we'll see if the Bears actually pull the trigger on this thing, because I think that this could be a landing spot for DeAndre Hopkins. Now that the Arizona Cardinals looking like they are going to do a little bit of rebuilding a little bit because they fired head coach Cliff Kingsbury, and then pretty much the GM Steve Keim he resigned, I believe. So basically, the Cardinals look like they're starting over, but if they got some pieces in place, but it looks like they're ready to part ways with D-Hop and go in a different direction. And I think that Chicago will probably be a great landing spot for D-Hop to be able to go to play with a quarterback that's kind of similar to what Deshaun Watson was for him in Houston. I think that Justin Fields gives him that type of look and that type of feel, and he knows how to play like with the mobile quarterback. So, we're playing with Deshaun Watson and playing with Kyler Murray. Definitely he has that experience with mobile quarterbacks, so he knows what it is. And he had a great season when he came over to the Arizona Cardinals, his first season. Now, last year, I know that D-Hop had to sit out because of the pay situation going on. He had to sit out for 6 games, but I think that he got things in order. And I just think that if the Chicago Bears are able to pick up D-Hop, it's going to give Justin Fields a weapon that they need on their team. So we'll see what they do, whether they attack it in the free agency, whether they attack it in the draft. The Bears need to be able to find some weapons for Justin Fields so he'll be able to toss that football and it won't just be him running all over the place. Now, definitely he's going to have some competition with the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions look like they're definitely headed in the right direction. And then you already know that right now, the Minnesota Vikings pretty much are ruling the division right now, with Aaron Rodgers pretty much being on a down and out right now and losing to being swept by the Detroit Lions this season. So, and then also the Lions swept the Bears this season as well. So definitely, man, I think that they're going to be looking out there and seeing what's out there. And I think definitely they'll probably end up giving the Arizona a call because they have the money and they can afford to be able to make the deal and get it done and bring D-Hop over there to give some help to Justin Fields. So we're going to see if this is something and an approach that the Chicago Bears should take. To me, it's a no-brainer situation. If you got an opportunity to get a veteran wide receiver like D-Hop and bring him on the team and groom him with the other fellas that's on the team, and probably grab you another wide receiver in the draft, then I think the Chicago Bears will be fine. And then D-Hop could be your number 1 receiver. And then you got Claypool, and then you got Mooney as well as Vallis Jones. Maybe Vallis Jones will move to the slot or something like that. And then Claypool and D-Hop could be your outside guys. So you never know, man, just how this thing is going to go. But Chicago, definitely. This is something that you definitely need to take a look at. I think that it'll be a great move for the Chicago Bears to pick up D-Hop. And I want to see if they're going to do it. If they're going to try to get the weapons, because that's what you need in Chicago. You need weapons. If he doesn't have any weapons or he doesn't have an offensive line, Justin Fields is going to get killed every single season. It's going to be him trying to run with his legs every time. And you don't want that out of your quarterback. You don't want him trying to run on every single play. You want him to be able to toss that ball to the tight ends, to the running backs, and get that ball to them receivers as well. And you want to see how good he really is at quarterback. And if Chicago is able to pull this off, I think it'll be monumental for them and the franchise to be able to bring in a veteran wide receiver like D-Hop. If you're a Chicago Bear fan, let me know in the comments section. Do you think that the Chicago Bears have an opportunity to land D-Hop and bring him over to Chicago and he be Chicago's number 1 receiver? All right, you guys, this is Raw Detroit, and I'll be back to you soon with more NFL content, as well as Lions content, and as well as more prospects. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Till next time. Peace.